Okay, now we're gonna change it to this. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, it's me, Mel, and Margaret, and we are here with your what is this? M&M Connections, right?
Connections for your weekly psychic reading and energy healing tonight.
That's right. That is right.
So hopefully we will get some viewers here in just a couple minutes. We can, while we are waiting for some questions, if you are watching us live, please type, if you would like a reading, please type your questions in the chat and Mel and I will answer them for you while we are waiting. Mel, what's if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's your Facebook page and your website?
Oh, well, they want to get a hold of me. That's at In-Lightened Spirit. That's INLIGHTENEDSPIRIT. It's a mouthful, just like me. All right.
Okay, and then if you guys want to grab a hold of me, I am at Angels Always Around Us and AngelsAlwaysAroundUs.com. On what is it called? Instagram, I am at Angel Margaret P. Looks like, do we have any? Looks like we don't have anybody yet. So why don't we talk about our upcoming events? We got lots of stuff going on this week alone, don't we, Mel?
We sure do. Let's bring up these ongoing events so we can let everybody know all the wonderful things that are going on in their community and in the state of Pennsylvania for the most part, but pretty much our community. We've been really rocking and rolling this week, and so we're super excited to tell everybody about what's happening here. So just give me a minute as I bring up the image, because that's not always a simple thing to do, apparently. And here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can have a big screen. We can do it this way with Margaret talking. We can do it this way. Let us know what's going on, Margaret.
However you want to do it works, Mel. So for November 6th, right now, Mel's got all the stuff I'm doing this week. Obviously, Mel and I are both here tonight for you guys. Tomorrow, I will be doing my radio show at 4:30 on A1R Psychic Radio's Facebook page. You can tune in live for that. Wednesday, November 6th, from 6 to 8 p.m., Mel and I will be at the Delco X House doing readings. Mixed Blessing. We are all booked up for that. But if you are in the area and you want to come to another psychic event, on November 20th, we will be at the building right next door at a flick of a wrist doing our spirit and splatter from 6:30 to 9:30. There is a great yin-yang painting people will be creating. And Mel and I will be doing psychic readings, and our friend Lena Chiro will be there. She will be doing pet readings. You bring a picture of your pet and Lena can tell you what the heck is going on with them and why they are acting in ways that are driving you up the wall. Or you can just check in and see how they're doing, see if there's anything you need to do to make them, a little more happier. This Thursday at 6:30, live at the Awaken Center and also online on Zoom. It's a hybrid meeting, my Healing Through Empowerment Women's Group. The cost of that group is $20. You can message me or send me a text or shoot me an email if you need more information about that. And then this weekend, like we said,
are you going to finish with your events first, and then, since no one's watching, and then we'll do the other ones for both of us?
I was actually throwing them both in together, going kind of chronologically, with the exception of the X House.
Okay, so because I was going to bring up the second page with the other things with both of us.
I'll throw them up there. It's all good. So anyway, like I was saying, Mel and I are going to be very, very busy this weekend. 9th and 10th, Saturday and Sunday. Mel and I will be at the Awaken Expo at the Awaken Center in Plymouth Meeting Mall on the lower level. The healers and readers are going to take over that lower level of the Plymouth Meeting Mall. There'll be tons of readers, healers. Mel and I will be there. Saturday at 2:00, I am giving a talk on guardian angels. So come on by. All the talks and workshops at the expo are free. The expo itself is free to attend. Different services and items are available at various price points. There's always lots of good people there. There's always lots of great, just a great spirit there at the Awaken Expos. Next week, Thursday, November 14th, I will be doing Pranic Healing with Pranic Healing in Bucks County at 6 p.m., also at the Awaken Center. And then, like I mentioned, November 20th, we are doing the Spirit and Splatter Paint and Psychic Reading Night at 6:30 p.m. And that is at a flick of a wrist, and that is located up there. Wow, nobody wants a reading tonight. Interesting.
Well, I think that people are probably a little bit busy. I don't know about you, Margaret, but it has been a crazy Monday. The weekend was crazy. Monday has been crazy. And so I think everybody is just really trying to settle in. And I think we're going to get some readings really, really soon. I'm going to take out our images and we'll bring up our events again before the night is over. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for this weekend at Viking Con. I did a Viking convention and I did readings there, and I'm super excited about that. And soon I will be coming to meet Margaret, and I will be coming to salons and restaurants in the Montco and Delco area of Pennsylvania. So please, everyone, keep your eyes and ears open for M&M Connections, for Lena Chero, Animal Communications, In-Lightened Spirit, that's me, and Angels Always Around Us with Margaret Phillips. We are really going to create an atmosphere of healing, wellness, empowerment, love, and light this holiday season. And so that's about 5 minutes of our introduction. Do we want to talk about the card that we have going on?
About the cards? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the card, the mindful moment.
Yes, right here. Yep.
Yeah.
I got them right here. I've been shuffling the whole time you're talking. Yep.
Nice.
All right. So let's see what our message is for this week. Okay. This is a big one. Releasing anger.
Oh, my goodness.
And you guys got to bear with me because this has got really small print, so I have to hold up to the light so I can read it to you. It says, anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and free myself. Freeing myself and expanding to love.
Well, that is a very powerful card. And I want to say hello to Michelle from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Michelle, please be sure to put your question in the chat and we will get to it when we start to do our readings. But first, releasing anger. Margaret, what do you have to say about releasing anger?
Well, Michelle jumped on here, and I think, if we run into a minute or two over, it's okay. But before Michelle jumped on, I was reading this card, and, we're about readings, but we're about healings too. And, a lot of people, call readers and healers. A lot of times readers and healers are the same person, because readers help people get clarity, help people get closure. They help people facilitate healing just like healers do. So I think we need to take a minute, if you're good with it, Mel, and I'd like to do a little mini exercise to help anybody who may be watching this. We know Michelle, I believe it was, is live. But this way, anybody who's watching the replay can do this little mini exercise too. Sound good?
Sure.
All right. So we're talking about releasing anger, and this card had a really profound statement that I think we're all aware of. But sometimes you have those statements come to you when you read them, you hear somebody else say them, and it's stuff that's there. It's like in the back of your mind, but then it hits you at that moment sometimes, and it's just the right profound moment to be like, oh, I knew that, but I forgot that, but now I need to work on that. You know what I'm talking about, Mel? You get those moments?
Yep, all the time.
So the statement that is very profound on here is, I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me harm and I see them as the human being they are. We are all imperfect. We are all trying to, get through the day to day, but also have a little bit of that bliss, have something other than the mundane. So I want everybody to just take a minute right now and I'm pretty sure most of you, if not all of you, I think most of you, there's a few people who are really good, but I think most of you can probably find somebody that you've been angry, and I don't mean like, start like Family Feud, Hatfield and McCoy's angry, but I mean like, just it can be anywhere from a little frustrated to as angry as you are. Okay, wherever that scale is, take a minute, think about somebody who frustrated you, made you angry within the last week, and I want you to envision them in your head. And then I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, as you inhale, I want you to remember that this person is a human being. This person is not perfect. None of us are perfect. This person has challenges. This person has more challenges than you are aware of. This person has bigger things on their shoulders than you can see or that you can feel. And I want you, as hard as it is, I want you to imagine yourself giving that person a great big hug. And as you look at them and you see their challenges and you see the weight on their shoulders and the burden, I want you to set down that bag of anger towards them and see them for the hurting they're going through. See them for the struggle and the pain that they're going through. And I want you to just give them that hug and tell them it's going to be okay. And I want you to take your anger and your bag of anger, and I want you to scoop that bag up. And then we're going to hand that bag over to Archangel Raphael, who is our healing archangel. He heals us from physical, emotional, and spiritual wounds. And we're going to ask Archangel Raphael, take this bag of anger. Please transform it into love. Transform it into hope. Transform it into peace. Please transform it into blessings that we are for the person that we are angry or frustrated with, and allow that love to come back and to shine and to make that person's life better. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful technique, Margaret. That's a really great meditation to do for people who cannot release anger or having difficulty releasing anger. And I want to say thank you to Michelle for putting a message in the chat box. And when we get to readings, which will be in about 2 minutes, we will definitely address your reading. And so for me, when it's difficult to release anger, what I do is I realize that anger is just resentment. And resentment is like drinking poison, expecting another person to die. And so we are all human. We are all going to make mistakes. We are all looking out for our bottom line. I ask myself, do I want to be happy or do I want to be right? And so, since I want to be happy, it helps minimize my investment in the struggle that I might be dealing with. And then what I do is I write down, I ask Spirit to release the resentment from me, release me from this anger. And then I say, I hope they get everything they deserve. You don't have to even really mean it. But when you say to Spirit, please let this person I'm angry with get everything they deserve, you are literally putting it up out there into the stratosphere, and you are releasing your hold on it and letting whatever needs to happen for itself. So between my strategy and Margaret's strategy, everybody watching and the people who watch this rebroadcast will have tools to help them deal with their anger. And so we have 1 more minute left before we go into our readings. And so I see that Dee is online, as well as we have Dee and Michelle, and we're going to get to your questions very soon. Do you want to did you want to add anything else, Margaret, before we get into readings?
I did real quick. I see Michelle said that she had some anger that she needed to release, so she said thank you for what we did, and you're welcome, Michelle. I'm glad you guys are here. Dee, I'm glad you're here tonight too. So I'm good. If you're good with getting into Michelle's reading, I'm good with that. Do you want to start?
Yeah, we can definitely jump into.
Can we ask Michelle a pre-question?
Yes.
Michelle, I know your question is, you're wondering if you're going to be happy again. Do you want me to attempt to contact your husband on the other side as well while we're here?
If you do, Michelle, please put his name in the chat box for me, because I'll see what shows up when I'm do my part.
Yeah.
We
Yeah. So
also see
I
that.
just need his name and approximately, well, I think you mentioned he died last year. Yes, last year. So I got that. If you could just put his first name or whatever people referred him to. So, like, if his name was Robert, but everybody called him Bobby, we would need to know Bobby. Okay.
We
So I
also
just
see
need to
that
know
D.
what he was called. Yes,
Yeah.
I see that.
D also has someone who has transitioned. So D, if you want to put their name in the chat box, that'd be great as well.
Okay, so Michelle, I pulled some cards for you. It looks like I pulled some cards while Mel was doing her thing because I didn't want to have too much dead air here. Um, Mel, looks like you're shuffling cards now. Are you good for me to just go ahead and
Well,
start telling
just
her
no.
everything I see?
You do your reading, and I'll do mine for her. Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Hmm.
Okay, so give me a moment. I'm going to reach out, try to get a hold of Gabe, but I also have 4 cards for you too here, Michelle. And let me tell you, these are great cards. And I think they're all good cards, but these are great cards that are coming up in combination for you. So give me 1 second. Let's see if Gabe is available. If for some reason you are ever sitting with a medium and your person does not come through, do not let a medium tell you that they are upset with you or angry with you and don't want to talk to you. That is 1,000% untrue. They are never so upset that they do not upset with us that they don't want to talk to us. They may be upset with themselves. They may be processing their own crap, but they are not angry enough that they are withholding communication from you. That is one of the major things that I see over and over again. Unfortunately, I have people sit down with me who say, "You gotta tell me if she's still mad at me. The medium told me last month she wouldn't come through because she's mad." No, that's bullcrap. That doesn't happen that way. They are busy doing other things, but if they don't come through, they're just busy. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. Um, so let's see if Gabe will come through.
Um,
Go ahead. You want to do your reading
well,
while
while you're waiting, so when I was reaching out to Gabe and doing my shuffle, talking to heaven, so Gabe wishes that he could have told you he loved you a little bit more, let you really feel it, to speak in your love language. He's like, you knew it, but he wanted to be able to he wished while he was here to make a deeper connection, let you know more and more the depths of his love. And he feels it so much now. And just so you know, he was met by the rest of the family. This says I was met with the rest of the family. He is in Congress with those who've transitioned before him, and they are all looking out for him, looking out for you. I almost see kind of a little bit of a celebration, and so I just want you to know that he is happy, and they want you to be happy as well. Doing that means they want you to kind of clean up some of what you're stinking thinking, to honor the cycles. It's okay if you're feeling low, if you're feeling high, if you're feeling the roller coaster. Honor that process. And they want you to make some boundaries, because it seems as if there might be some demands being made upon you that you can say no to for your well being, and to not really worry too much about what other people are going to think when you say no, thank you. So go ahead, Margaret.
Okay. So I'm still waiting. Sometimes, if he's talking to one medium, he's not going to talk to another. So I'm still waiting to hear from Gabe. But while we're waiting for Gabe to check in with me, let me tell you, Michelle, the cards I have pulled for you. You had asked if you were ever going to be happy again. So, spirit aside, let me tell you what Margaret thinks. First of all,
Family,
Margaret
total
thinks
family. Yeah.
if you choose to be happy, you can be happy. You have to get out of your own way. We are all very good at getting in our own way and being happy. So, that said, again, Margaret's opinion. Now let's get the angel's word on it. Okay, so first of all, this is Isabella, and she comes to tell you that the time is right for a new venture. Okay, so yes, there is happiness coming, but you have to kind of like get through it. And I understand that this year's been really hard. I can't even imagine the pain you've went through, but know that it will get better, just as it's gotten easier a little bit, for you over time. It will continue to get better. Like I said, Isabella says the timing is right for a new adventure. Athena is coming here. She says, Michelle, take your power back. It is safe for you to be powerful. You got this. Yes, it was wonderful having a companion. It was nice having somebody to lean on, but that's like, icing on the cake, sprinkles on the donuts, whatever you want to call it. That's like, yes, we are meant to have companions. We are meant to have friends. We are meant to have partners, people in our lives, people in our circle who can be with us. But at the same time, we are also meant to be able to be our own light and to be our own joy. We don't need to find that joy outside of somebody else. Now, again, Michelle, I told you there's 4 really good cards here. So this is Serafina. She is the happy change in families angel. So she's coming to tell you, you know, things are going to get shook up. It feels like in the next 6 to 8 months, you're going to have some family dynamics change. But again, all for the good. Now, one thing I'm going to show you, I don't know how much is coming out on this phone screen, hopefully really good. If you look up here at the top, there is like somebody watching over, and what I hear and what I feel is that is not only Gabe watching over you, that is your angels watching over you. You have an ancestral army watching over you, putting different things in place, trying to make your happiness. And Michelle, look at this one. What does she look like? She looks like she's on like a tropical island over there. That's what I see. I see tropical island. I see sunshine. I see smiles, girlfriend. Probably by the end of 2025, it looks like you are going to have a new layer of peace. You're going to have some new hope. You are going to have stuff that you didn't think was possible and that you can't even wrap your head around to begin to start imagining right now. So, Michelle, I know it's stressful. I know it's a hard time, but hang in there, honey, because you got great things coming for the new year.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you, Margaret, for that. That is so great. I mean, yeah, you definitely, when you choose to make the decision, Michelle, that's a lot to look forward to. So I hope we were able to help you out. And it looks like Dee has been pretty stressed out, Margaret, as well as missing her friend's service today. And so I pulled a few cards, you know, in contacting Dee's friend and Tommy, and Tommy said that he had to go. You know, that this was the way it had to happen. We don't want you to have any guilt. We want you to know that he is definitely, and you are definitely connected with the celestial alignment of all life. So do not worry about whether or not you were there, if you called enough, if all of that stuff, because that's what I'm feeling like. You feel as if that there was more that you should have done. And Tommy is also letting you know that you will be together again. And so Tommy still have tattoo with my name. He know I called Stolful, upset, wanted to say goodbye, message Joanne again. You know what? And that's the thing. You could say goodbye or you could say see you later, because you will see each other again. You know, one thing I like about my mediumship journey is that we're learning that death is not the end. Nobody goes anywhere. We are all energy manifests, and energy can't be created or destroyed. And one thing I've learned is that all you have to do is think about a person, ask them to talk to you, to communicate with you, and we can get amazing answers, amazing insight if we just ask and open ourselves up to the possibility of getting amazing insight. And so Margaret had said that if a medium tells you that they're mad at you, they don't want to talk to you, that is absolutely wrong, right? And I agree wholeheartedly. And I would also like to say, you know, why wouldn't you get amazing insight? And why wouldn't it be based out of love and light? Because this person that you love so much is now in the care of the very same forces that love you. And so there's no more grudge holding, there's no more anger, there's no more fear for them. And they do not want that for you because they see the bigger picture, but they know that they will connect with you again. And so, what did you say? Lost contact with them. I want to be there. Haven't seen them. And that's what he's saying. Listen, life happens. Adulting is tough. And then they said that they'll be together again. And so, what did he pass from? I can't tell you that. Maybe Margaret can tell you what he passed from right now, because that's kind of like a, you know, in this form, that's a pretty quick question to answer, and I'm having a hard time. But maybe Margaret can tap into that. But if I do get something from it, then I will let you know. But also I wanted to let you know, Dee, that you are that you are very, very sensitive, and it's time to get back to your sacred practices. So I know the stress is a lot, but try to bring it down, avoid harsh foods, harsh chemicals, harsh people, and to go back into your spiritual practice. Whether it's taking deep breaths 10 minutes before you go into your house in your car, or whether it's putting your shoes under your bed so you can go down on your knees first thing in the morning when you wake up. Either way, it's time to make some time to connect with spirit so um, you can balance out your central nervous system and really relieve some stress the natural way. And so D is also saying, what did he pass from? He have any messages for me? Why didn't he call me? And like again, he had to pass the way he had to pass, and it wasn't time to do the calls and all that stuff. And he says, don't worry, you'll be together again. He doesn't want you stressing about his transition. And that's why the other cards about your sensitivity and needing to get back to your sacred practices is very important, because this is the balm that's going to soothe you and relieve some of your stress. And so, Margaret, do you have any messages for D and the passing of Tommy, or
Yes.
cards that you did?
Well, I have a couple of things to say to D. So, first of all, yeah, I pulled a card for you while we were talking, and I am not surprised at all that this angel came up. This is Bethany. This is the self-care angel. Being, I believe we've talked a little bit. You know, Bethany keeps coming up in your cards. And B, you are a loving, wonderful person, and you are a very giving person, and you've even helped me, and I'm very appreciative for the help you gave me when we were moving here a couple of years ago. But you have to take care of yourself. Kind of like Mel was saying, you know, you got some spiritual, whatever you want to call your ritual, you got to get back into it. You have to get back into taking care of yourself. One of the things I heard, you know, before all the questions started coming up, was that you have to stop stressing about everything and go do something. So it's interesting. Do we have a way to ban people, Mel?
I think we're okay.
Okay, because this spread person is interesting.
I think we're fine.
But anyway, so I heard stop stressing and go do something. And what does that mean? That means, like, when you start getting on the hamster wheel in your head of how is Jamie going to make this work out, or how am I going to get this bill paid, or how am I going to get this car fixed, or what's going to happen once you start getting on that hamster wheel and it's going really fast and there's no way you're jumping off because you're too scared. That's when you have to jump off. You've got to take that deep breath, jump off that hamster wheel, and go do something. He says do something instead of stewing in it. So I'm hoping that those words kind of mean something to you, because that's exactly what I heard, was she has to go do something instead of stewing in it. So if that kind of resonates, like the kind of verbiage he would say, that would help. And he's saying, you know, if you're stuck, you know, you can color, you can draw, you know, there's plenty of mandala coloring books, adult coloring books, whatever takes your mind off of it. Sometimes, you know, when I get stressed, the mandala coloring books help a lot, because some of those get really intricate in the details. And then you get like stuck and focused on staying in the lines.
Yeah.
So it distracts your brain. So you're not thinking about how the electric bill is getting paid. You're thinking, I want to get this pink inside the circle. So allow yourself to do that. Go for a walk in a park. If you can't go for a walk in a park, go for a walk around the neighborhood. Go sit outside for 10 minutes. Allow yourself to quietly observe what you hear and just let spirit talk to you. I am not getting an exact cause of death for him, but I do see it as being very quick and very unexpected. It feels almost like either a car accident or a drug addiction thing. I'm not, again, getting 100% sure here.
I was getting unexpected too. Very quick, unexpected. Like it wasn't like a long drawn out, people were like, is this happening? This is happening. I think it was a surprise for everybody.
Yeah. So, but again, you know, sometimes, especially when people are cut down kind of young in life, it's because they've either fulfilled their mission or if it's really, if they're kind of like a young adult, they usually have fulfilled their purpose here. If, we lose somebody in childhood, it's usually because they were too pure to stay on this earth longer.
Hmm.
So,
And
but they, it can all be hard. And I see you're doing curling ribbons and stuff. That's good. And like Dee, I think you mentioned last week too about the walker. But one thing I want to tell you to help you heal is, like, you're forgetting the most important words, which are for now, or right now, or at this moment, because you were not going to be in a walker forever. Let's just squash that right now. No, we're not accepting that. We are not accepting that diagnosis. You are in it for now. You are not permanent. This is not a permanent condition for you. You are going to work on healing yourself so that we can go through and you can get rid of that walker. The walker is only temporary.
Not to mention, I'm hearing that anyone who's suffering right now, really needs to start a gratitude list, because there's a lot of stuff we don't have, but there's a lot of stuff we do have. And there's something about a gratitude list that helps us kind of create space where we can allow positivity inside the grace of whoever is running this planet to filter in and ease our spirits. I don't know about you, Margaret, but that gratitude list has been really helpful for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and Mel and I are part of a group chat. Me, Mel, and actually Elena Cherno, our animal communicator friend. We do a group chat every morning. We send each other 5 things we're grateful for.
Wow.
And that's an awesome way to start the day out. And then, throughout the day, I start my day really early, so these gals start a little bit later. Sometimes Lena starts early too. But, then throughout the day, I get messages, in the middle of doing my other work stuff. And I'm like, oh, a message from Mel. Let me see what she's grateful for. Let me see what Lena's grateful for today. And, it makes you think. And here's something that I have recently found out. As you do a gratitude list with the other person, it also helps kind of give you some insight into the other person and what they're going through.
Yeah. So we are at that time. All of our readings are free when you come online. But if you want to book in-person reading, you can contact me at In-Lightened Spirit. That is INLIGHTENEDSPIRT on Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube. And you can contact Margaret at Angels Always Around Us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. We put up our QR code on the screen, because donations are not required but are greatly appreciated. And
Absolutely.
before we end, we're going to just throw up our images of the upcoming events. We have the expo at the Plymouth Meeting Mall coming up this weekend, Margaret's Women's Empowerment Group, as well as Pranic Healing. We also have a special needs game night. Please keep your eyes and ears open about that. You can see more information about those events on the awakenche.org website. We also have Margaret's radio show coming up tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. at AR1R.
A1R, yes.
Yeah, on A1R Radio, and that is on Facebook. So you can see Margaret again tomorrow. We will be at the Delco Axe House this Wednesday, and then Spirit and Splatter in the building next door on November 20th. There is still time for you to book a reading with me, Margaret, or our darling friend Lena Chero, where she does animal communications as well as human communications. And the expo is this weekend, November 9th and 10th. We really hope to see you guys there so we can connect even deeper. Anything you want to add, Margaret, before we say good night?
Yeah, just a quick 10-second tag on Dee. He not only, it's funny, I heard she's not just on my arm, she's in my heart. She's never going anywhere.
Because you will be together again. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. We will be here again next week. Hope you all have a great week.